Good evening, everybody. My name is Dustin.
Hi, guys. I'm Chandra.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail, that link, and being here. It looks like we've already got a couple of people hanging out with us already.
Just turn the volume off on my phone.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants that. I've gotten a bunch of weird calls today.
I've been getting a bunch since we 6 to 10
I've had
like
that
calls
too.
every day.
But this is like weird phone numbers that like start with our area code. So I don't know what's going on. Nobody I know, because they would leave me a message or they would keep calling until I answered. You know
how it goes. Good evening. Looks like just Jason Keto. Just Jason is here.
Just Jason. Thank you for joining.
He might be the best Jason.
He could be.
He's the best Jason on the whole wide chat. Depending on the chat. Might be in the top 3.
Yes.
If you know Flight of the Conchords, you know what I'm talking about.
Anyway.
Jackie is here.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Hi, Jackie.
We love you, Jackie. And Charlie is here. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I am glad to see you here, sir, Mr. Charlie. Wait, what?
What's happening?
Oh, she says 90% of the time they don't say anything, so I pick up and scream or make annoying noises. Like she just uses her voice, I guess.
Is that it?
Just her voice.
I just look at it and I just put it to the red, like don't answer. So if it's somebody who needs to talk to me, they'll leave me a message.
Charlie said it's raining hard on the east side. It was raining hard here a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we caught the tail end, or I think there's actually a tornado watch until 9 or something tonight. But thus far, we have not blown away.
Nope, we are here.
Thus far. It'd take a hell of a lot of wind to move this.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Evelyn said hello. She had a rough day.
Sorry you had a rough day. Hope it's getting better.
Well, it is better because I'm here.
That must be it.
Me, I'm here. I'm special. I make things better.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Look at the smile on your face.
I always wear this.
Oh, no, you don't. It looks a lot different normally.
Does it?
It's like
it's normally RBF. I have that hardcore. It's like
resting lizard witch face.
I'm not a lizard witch.
That's what a lizard witch would say.
I am not a lizard, nor am I a witch. I may be something that begins with a B and sounds like witch, but not a lizard witch.
Like the other nights. Name something that's cold. With a letter W.
Anyway.
Oh, we have fun here.
Yes. He's mean to me and I get him back later.
Carl is here.
Thank you for joining us, Carl.
Carl, give Evelyn a big old hug from us, please.
Yes,
please. Do. So we went to our P.O. box today. Well, I went and dropped off some packages at the postie office today. And I check the post office box all the time. It's almost always empty, or whoever had it before us
get their gifts.
We get their mail, and I always hand it to the lady. I'm like, wrong name, but correct box, so it doesn't belong to us. I mean, typically it's stuff that we don't want anyway. It's all ads and whatnot, but it's whatever. But we got this package today. I'm not going to show the front of it because it's got their address. We have opened it already. It's a package.
It is a package.
But it is from Claudia. Claudia sent us the package.
Thank you, Claudia. This is so cool. She sent chocolate
element.
That one's the chocolate salt. And the chocolate caramel. Ooh. Because you said you love them.
Well, yeah, and she sent us a little note here. She says, "Thank you for accepting my donation. I hope you enjoy these. I tried them and did not enjoy."
Yeah.
With a little face like.
That's exactly the face.
Well, if I can get it up there where you can see it.
Yes, you will love these. I'm going to attempt to try one in my coffee and see how that goes. Dustin says it's good. I don't know that I believe him. But I also,
She
if
likes
anybody
sweet
wants
coffee.
to get rid of theirs, I do like
Mint.
the spicy ones. What was it? The element? It was
the lemon habanero.
Is it lemon habanero and the mango chili?
And the mango chili, yeah.
I like those. So if you got those and you don't like them, feel free to send them.
Yeah, because I know they don't make those anymore also.
Yeah.
So.
And I really liked the peppermint keto chow. That was the other thing I really liked. So if anybody has any of those laying around and they don't like them and they want to just donate to the cause, we will be accepting.
So this is something that she and I have gone back and forth on, right?
What is it?
So this is something that she and I have kind of argued on a little bit here and there. Like, so Jackie's saying that just to hype up carnivore, when she did triple B&E for 120 plus days, before the Caribbean, no sunburn, 3 weeks keto, 2 days in Indiana in May, crispy lobster. She doesn't believe it.
So here's my thing.
All right, here we go.
Skin cancer kills. Whether or not you want to put toxic shit on your body. I'm sorry, already cussing. Game just started. I can't help it. Sometimes it comes out of my mouth anyway. Whether or not you want to put chemicals on your body, it's actually been proven to prevent sunburn, which prevents skin cancer. I know we've been told a lot of hype from doctors. This is one of those hills I will die on. I have pale skin. I will wear sunscreen. I am not going to burn. I've done it before. It hurts like the dickens. I got fat white thighs, and when they turn red, they're painful when they rub past each other. I'm not into it. I'm not going to do it. And you, sir, have burnt the living snot out of yourself in the sun with blisters and whatnot, too. So I am of the sunscreen variety. Regardless of the foods you eat, I will always wear sunscreen because I don't want skin cancer.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, if we're going to be like all day, like I didn't wear any at Disney, I don't think.
No, but you got sunburned and you were miserable.
I was not. I didn't complain once.
You had to go to bed early every night.
We didn't get home till midnight.
Yeah, but you were all like,
no, my legs hurt. I was tired. We went hard to paint every day at the parks.
You were whiny.
Oh, I was. It wasn't nothing to do with the sunburn.
You
but
were
anyway,
whiny and red. You complained about headaches a lot, which is something that sunburn causes.
Anyway, Carl gave her hugs from each of us.
Thank you. See, I am of the sunscreen variety. Well, hello, Ron. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ron. We appreciate you being here. Evelyn said she had a chocolate mint in her coffee yesterday.
The mint one is good. It's just good.
She says, I have the mint element if you want to try that too.
Ooh,
yes, please.
Yes, I'm going to vote yes. I'm going to say you can send that to us or, throw it at Dustin next time you see him, whatever. I'm cool for that. But let
me have a sip of that. I know.
This guy, honestly. So yesterday he mows the lawn.
It was hot.
Comes in the house. Doesn't say, babe, will you make me a water? Nothing. Snatches my water, walks away with it, drinks it till it's gone. Makes a water to come to bed with for me.
Yep.
I wake up this morning. There's none left. He drank it all throughout the night. And then he complains that I have no water for him. Really?
I mean, what love got to do with it.
Snatching my waters. Now he's drinking my water again.
Tasty beverage. Brian Doyle's in the house. Hi, gang. Just got home from work. Well, we are so glad.
It was a good day.
Put your feet up, relax, and hang out with us. And Jackie said she had CPS called on her because Rowan and I burned so bad. Use banana boat, never again.
Oh. What's the one that we use? It's not banana boat.
Whatever's cheapest.
No, there's one that's like the cream. I don't use the spray on ones because I don't feel like they cover effectively. I use the cream and rub it in. Now I have had fingerprints burned into my back from where I've missed spots. And then you have like, the handprint from where you missed. I have had that.
And Charlie says the whole carnivores don't burn idea seems to be something only fair skinned people talk about.
Yeah. And I'm pale because I'm fat, I'm white, and I live in the Midwest. But if I lived in any other climate, I'd probably be more of an olive tone skin. My skin does have an olive tone to it, but haven't been out in the sun in a while. I got my white.
The other day we went walking and she wore a hoodie. It was not chilly.
It was chilly.
It was not. It was almost chilly. 80.
I was comfortable in my hoodie.
Lizard.
She's
gonna find a rock to perch on and sun herself.
Okay, I might feel warmer.
Maybe.
Currently, I am wearing a sweatshirt and a blanket.
Evelyn says she knows that she doesn't burn near as much after starting keto. No sugar, no crispy skin. And May 18th, hugs all around. Cannot wait. Let's see. Ron said, I had a good day of walking, 5.5 miles and a 10K plus steps on a beautiful day. Make sure you bring enough water when you go walking.
Yes.
Yes.
Good point. We forgot to bring a water for the girl the last time. So we need to make sure we're packing her one when we're going walking. Because she goes hard. And she comes back to the house and
because she will run and run and run.
She could probably run a 5K and not even notice it. Just be like, this is a Tuesday. That's how she is.
What day is this day?
Yes. Is today that day? Is today this day?
Is this day today?
It is today.
Yes, it's always today. Sunburn is the only one I sometimes use. Or Sunbum.
I don't remember what one we usually use.
I don't know.
I like the creams instead of the sprays.
You use sprays on us when we go to the beach.
We use sprays on all the boys, but I prefer the creams.
Yeah.
Except for when you get sand in them, then you get a good exfoliation, and that's uncomfortable.
I went bowling yesterday for the first time in 34 years. I'm not good at it, but I had fun with friends.
That's the point.
I don't know. I'm surprised we haven't gone bowling with the boys because
they both like the
and I'm sure
they bowl with girls. That's their place to go to try to pick up chicks.
Well, no, they take their girls there.
Yes.
I don't know. Our dorks take girls to bowling.
To the bowling alley. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go bowling. We should take the girl bowling and have
We can take her bowling. I'm really terrible at it.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
We can go in the daytime when there's nobody there.
Yeah, I'm still really terrible at it.
I'll beat you.
You will.
Yeah. Skee ball too.
No, that's
Skee ball champion.
That is a lie. He is a liar.
No. Skee ball champion.
No, he is not. When we were in Colorado last time, I won all the tickets.
You did not.
I did.
Do you have video footage of you winning?
I don't need video footage. It's in my mind.
You don't remember nothing.
I remember whooping the pants off of you.
I was wearing shorts.
I still whooped him off you.
Air frying auntie. Miss Shauna is here.
Thank you.
I have missed you, Shauna. I've missed you very much. It seems like a whole week has gone by.
It has been a week.
Ugh. Oh.
Oh.
Jackie loves bowling.
Yeah.
She says, can she outrun the husky is the question. Well,
we don't see the husky as often anymore now that the boy moved out. They
and
all want to bring their dogs over all the time, which we are a cat household. The cats do not like dogs, and they act like lunatics when the dogs are here. But I bet she could outrun the husky. Maybe not as fast, but stamina-wise.
Oh, yeah, definitely not as fast because that dog is just grease lightning. Yeah, gone. Gone.
Stamina-wise, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because the husky will get hot because it's got all those layers of fur. Mm-hmm. She doesn't get hot. She stays hot. She just goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I've been running for an hour. It's fine. I'll keep going. Cool.
The other night, so we did a leap over on Sunday.
Oh, God, we did a leap
and there's something her phone does at like midnight 30 every night because it did it last night too.
What does it do?
It does this weird chirpy sound and it freaks me out because otherwise your phone doesn't make noises unless it rings. Or you're on your little click, 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 which you can turn off, by the way.
I don't know how to.
Oh,
if you can figure it out, I would like that.
Hear her texting all her boyfriends. Click, 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 click.
That's
click.
what I do.
But anyway, I hear that and I'm like trying to go to sleep, and I'm like right there. I'm like, and I hear that weird noise. I'm like, oh, what is that? And I'm like looking around, like I don't know what that is. And then I lay back because she decided to make herself a little pallet on the floor.
Yes, she did not want to sleep in the bed because she's a big girl.
Mm-hmm. So she slept on a pallet on the floor we made for her, and she's laying there, and out of nowhere she goes, Owen. Owen is a 19-year-old that's friends with mommy and daddy.
Who came over for
family dinner the other night too.
He's our another new adopted child.
Yes. So
our family keeps growing.
That is fine.
Yes.
And the more the merrier.
That's true.
We're adopting all these fine people too.
Yes. Just know that we paid for nobody's college.
That's
so
right.
Don't ask.
Disney, on the other hand.
Well,
I mean, anyway, she's like, Owen. I'm like, so I stop and I'm listening because I'm like, is she going to stir, or is she just like out of nowhere calling his name in her sleep? Because she's in love with him.
They're getting married. If you ask her, they're getting married.
Mm-hmm. And she's got like 4 or 5 other boyfriends. She's
and
an
a bunch of ex-husbands.
And they go on dates.
Yeah. Her ex-boyfriend called her when we were at Costco today on her phone that doesn't ring and has no buttons. And
it's a phone charger.
He called her and said they were going to go out on a date. She said she couldn't because she was busy at the store.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
5-year-old.
And she tried spicy water today.
Yeah.
So they had some of like that Italian, the Italian sparkling water.
It's unflavored.
Yeah, it's
water.
Yeah, it's just like bubbles. Mineral water, sparkling mineral water.
Yes.
And she goes, "This is spicy. It's spicy." But she doesn't drink soda
at all,
which is crazy because her cousins drink Yoo-hoo and soda. And they're running around with Mountain Dews and I mean they're also missing their front teeth.
Anyway, she doesn't drink soda or really even juice. Mommy and Daddy packed her a Sunny D to come over, juice pack, and I spiked it and she drank a little bit of it. She's like, it burns my lip.
By spiking it, means she put the straw in.
Yes.
She didn't add any vodka.
No, that would have meant I was going to drink it myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I poked it with a little straw and handed it to her. She had, I don't know, maybe 2 sips out of it. She was like, it burns my lip. And I said, well, if you don't like it, don't drink it. She goes, okay. Daddy drank it when he came to pick her up.
Yeah. We did buy flowers.
Yes.
Because they had $10 bouquets of flowers.
So we bought flowers for her to take to Mommy.
Because
Mother's Day is on Sunday.
Yep. And
by the way, Mother's Day is Sunday. Do not forget, tell your moms Happy Mother's Day. Regardless of how they were when you were children, you still love them. They birthed you. Without them, you wouldn't be here. Tell them Happy Mother's Day. And for those of you who don't have your original mom, bring flowers to whoever in your life that you feel like deserves it. I don't do flowers.
I know. You've got your bouquet over there.
Yeah.
I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there who are like my surrogate mom. So Cindy and everybody.
You've got a lot of them.
I do. And I'm so glad about that because, not having a mom anymore is rough. So knowing that somebody out there that cares about you, that you could talk to if you need to, it really makes things a lot easier. And let's see, where are we going to be here?
I have no idea. I think we've been lost for a while.
Jackie used to love bowling.
I've always liked it. I'm just really bad at it.
She says she calls air hockey. So so when we go see Deadpool, okay, I believe they still have it, don't they? The
air hockey table?
Yeah, at the theater we go to.
I don't remember.
If they have an air hockey table, we will. We will
air hockey.
Yes.
I play vicious. I enjoy it. It is very much fun.
And Evelyn says we take the littles, we have a reason to use the bumpers.
That's true. I might play better. I might bowl better with the bumpers.
Another drink.
Ugh.
Shauna says it's been a week for sure. It has.
Oh, and I would like to point out that today is May 7th. Nurses Week started on the 6th, and some hospitals have adapted it to make it Hospital Week so that nurses don't actually get a week of appreciation. And so Nurses Day was May 6th. So if you know a nurse, if there's a nurse in your life, make sure you tell them thank you for what they do. If you've ever called them and asked them, can I take ibuprofen for this? Should I go to the hospital for this? Do you think this is serious? Can you look at this thing on my skin? If you've ever done that to any of the nurses in your life, please tell them thank you for what they do.
The other night, our middle child calls, and I answer. He calls me. I answer, I'm like, hey, bud. He goes, is Ma there? And I'm like, yeah, she's in the shower. What do you want? Can I talk to her? I'm like, well, she's in the shower. What do you want? Can I talk to her? And I'm like, ugh. So I go in there and I put the phone on speaker and I'm like holding it above, like the shower door.
Yeah, he was itchy. I'm itchy. What should I do about it?
Well, I took Benadryl already.
Yeah, I took Benadryl. Okay. When did you take it? Like 15 minutes ago. Okay. Well, it takes at least 30 minutes for a pill that you've taken and to go into your stomach and start digesting and start hitting your bloodstream. So, do you have anything that looks like bites? What were you doing that you became itchy? Did you walk your dog? Yeah, but we went all the same places we did. Okay, well, it's spring and you're in Indiana. So you either ran across poison ivy or, any number of other things. Even fresh cut grass sometimes can cause people to itch. Like maybe you got mosquito bites. I don't know. What'd you do about it? You took a Benadryl. Great. Why are you calling me? This is not an emergency. Unless you feel like you're itching in your throat or your tongue or your face is swollen, then what do you need? Then the next day, he texts me a picture of his coworker who very clearly blew some blood vessels in his eye, probably from sneezing or coughing or whatever. He's like, oh, look at this. Does this look bad? And I'm like, looks like he blew some blood vessels in his eyes. Well, should he go to the doctor? Well, is he having any other symptoms? Is he unable to see? Does he have blurred vision? Does he feel ill? No? Then he's probably okay. He can buy some eye drops. If it gets worse, he needs to see a doctor. Like, why are you calling me? Why are you texting me? I do love to hear from him, though, even if it's silly stuff like that.
We should have got him Pepsi today.
We should have got him Pepsi.
That might actually get him to come over and bring us back our carpet cleaner.
Oh, that child. But anyway, if you have ever asked a nurse friend for advice, please tell them thank you.
Owen is in trouble. You have no idea. I'm keeping an eye on that child. I mean, I know, I'm not worried about. No. I worry about her because she's in love with everybody she meets.
She is in love with any male that she meets.
Yeah, anybody really.
Well, anybody really.
Teachers, it doesn't matter. But I mean, it's nice that she has emotions and feels and she's got empathy. But she
has to understand that they're adults and she is a child, which that is a concept that is right over her head. She is an adult if you ask her.
Yeah. The kid has more of a past than I do.
More than I do too. I mean, she's
been married a bunch of times. She's like she goes on dates with her ex-husbands on her wedding day.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
She's like, I'm getting married. She's like legitimately like freaking out because it's her wedding day. She needs the cake and she needs her dress. And then she's like, and I'm going on a date with my ex-husband. I'm like,
how are you finding these people who are cool with this? I
mean, where do you find the time, kid?
They're imaginary, obviously. They have all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm. I do that. So my phone basically shuts all the way down. It turns all the blue light off at midnight. So it basically turns like that weird hue of yellow. And like it all just shuts down. And I'm like, okay. I do have to keep my ringer on just in case. I need to go in and set it to where only the ringer for our daughter comes through. Because they call it like 6:05 every morning. So we know
you need to have it for all the kids.
I should.
And for your brother.
Yeah.
So just don't shut the ringer off.
Well, as soon as she calls and turn the ringer off at 6. Like, nah.
I leave mine on all the time at home. At work, everything is completely silent. Everything. Because I don't want to be interrupted when I'm in a patient room. But
Scott's here.
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, my friend. Let's see. I will be with my mom in Tennessee this weekend.
Well, give her hugs. Tell her you love her.
Tell her she's the only 10 I see.
Don't say that.
What?
That's never. No.
You know what? I'm smooth.
I know. Like peanut butter. The chunky kind. I got it.
She said I'm fat. Chunky. So huge. What else you like about me? You so large.
I like them big.
I like them chunky.
Yes. If you've ever seen Madagascar.
Oh man. I remember I went to go see that with my friend, and I was like, can I do that to you? She goes, absolutely not.
Moto in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to turn it out.
And she's like, I'm like, I love them chunky. And she's like, she gets all like,
Is that what it is?
She gets the vapors.
Do I?
Yes.
Well, I am big and chunky. It is what it is.
Let's see. I appreciate you, Chandra.
Thank you. That's very nice. Oh, your brother needs to tell me thank you. I never ask for it intentionally for myself, but all the times all the times I help that man, and he will literally.
Man, I don't know why that just didn't sit right with me, and I know he's a grown man, but he's my little brother, so I'm like, that boy.
He will literally ask me for my advice and do the exact opposite of what I say. Exact.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't ask me. Why are you asking me? You are so welcome, Shauna.
But then I have to talk to half my family.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, Chandra.
Jackie, you're welcome.
Charlie.
You guys are so welcome.
Thank you for keeping Dustin in check on Tuesdays.
It's only Tuesdays. I don't do it any other day of the week. He's
She
a hot mess all the rest of his life.
She does go listen back to my other lives, and I'm like, I did come in from mowing the grass. She's listened to Sunday's live, and I'm like,
shut that off. I don't want to hear me talking.
It's true.
Do you want me to watch our content?
I do.
Well, then. Anyway.
Speaking of itchy, I totes lathered
myself in tallow to try to avoid the peeling sunburn.
So what you're saying is?
What you're saying is if we deep fried you, you would be absolutely delicious. Yes. That's what I'm hearing.
Crockpot Jackie.
Yes. I don't, not crockpot food.
No, I'm not a big crockpot fan.
No, but turkey fryer.
Yeah.
You could totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Skin so crispy.
Ew. We're not going to Dahmer up in here. Not going to happen.
He did it out of the freezer.
Whatever. Ugh, cold sounds even worse. Anyway.
I look outside and I get itchy. Yes. Meanwhile, Chandra writes out and sends said son's friends an invoice.
I need to. Oh, these kids. I'm telling you.
Stacy says, hey, to our keto family. Get to see some of you pretty soon. Yes.
How's it going, Stacy? Thanks for joining us.
Oh.
The rain makes me want to go to bed.
I've got a live after this one, too.
Well, that's your fault.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I wish I had woken up to watch that with you. I do love that movie.
It's so terrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, yeah.
So good. They're talking about Dodgeball, the movie, which is, it's so good and so awful.
Yes.
I don't really like Ben Stiller movies, but that one is a good one. Jackie's prime, at least air fry her. Yes.
I mean, with a smoker, you don't have to cut chunks. Love chunk.
Oh.
Love chunk.
All right.
Okay, so how many of you have seen Sling Blade? Oh, wait.
I have not.
So the other day we were out and about driving around doing something. Were we yard selling by ourselves? No,
maybe.
No, I think we were by ourselves. So whatever we were doing by ourselves.
It's so rare.
It is. I was excited because I thought she was going to get Memorial Day off, but no. So now it's
I work Memorial Day.
So
And Thanksgiving this year. Those are my 2 holidays.
well, that's okay because we could Thanksgiving any day.
We can Thanksgiving any day.
Yeah. So we were just out and about talking, and I started telling her about Sling Blade. I really love some of them fresh fried taters. I reckon I'm going to have to kill you.
And then he like will not stop talking in this accent. I've never seen the movie. I don't care to see the movie now that he's given me the rundown as to what it's about. And like he's still doing it, still talking in this accent.
Give me some fresh fried taters. Maybe some mustard.
He's just driving me crazy.
like, why won't the lawnmower work? It ain't got no gas in it.
Driving me insane.
Oh, Brett's here. Good evening, Brett.
See, I don't even think I can keep him in check on Tuesdays, honestly.
Ken is here.
Hi, Ken. Hi, Brett. Hi. Thank you for coming.
Evelyn, she has seen Sling Blade.
Well,
there's 2 versions of Sling Blade. So I used to collect a lot of movies back in the day, and I had this movie anthology or this DVD anthology, and it had like what they basically like the proof of concept for the movie. It was like a short, like half-hour, 45-minute version of Sling Blade. It was all in black and white. It was him playing the character, but it was I think it was all in the hospital. So like when they were talking about releasing him from the hospital, so it was all incorporated with that. And Molly Ringwald was in it. She wasn't in the actual production of the actual movie. I don't think she was. I don't remember. But anyway, she was in the short at least. Again, it was black and white. And I was like, man, that's weird. And I saw that before I ever saw the full-length movie. Then like I saw the full-length movie, and it's got Dwight Yoakam in it. It's got who played Jack Tripper? Come on, knock on my door. We've been waiting for you.
I don't know his name.
See, folks.
It says hers and his, three's company do. I don't know his name.
John Ritter. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you. Shauna cares. Anyway. John Ritter's in it.
She'll stop caring if she keeps hearing you talking that damn accent.
I reckon.
It's awful. He won't stop. Keep it up, and I'm going to start speaking Wisconsinese.
Don't juggle your fruit.
Oh, I'll do it. It'll stick. You know it every time it does. Anywho.
Yes, French fried taters.
Oh, I can't. I cannot. Don't you know?
Oh my goodness. We don't even cross the Wisconsin border. And we get to the windmills of Indiana up north, and she's like,
"Ooh, look at a windmill!
Ooh, go Packers!
Oh, let's go get some cheese right on the board." Anyway, stop it. I can't tolerate it.
You better watch it. It's got like 300 views. I'm like, that's one of the better ones I've got. Like that and the Serious Keto one. Like that's like the 2 biggest ones I think I have on here.
Well, I was trying to watch it and somebody made me shut it off.
That wasn't the one you were watching.
What was the one I was watching?
You were watching me. She's talking about the one with Charlie.
Oh yeah, no, you were talking about the one with Charlie.
Yeah.
But you weren't. It wasn't the one with Charlie. It was just you.
I need to get the fat off quicker so I'm less desirable to eat. I saw Sling Blade first time 2 years ago.
Never seen it. Okay with not seeing it at all.
I'm gonna watch it. I reckon we're gonna have to watch it. We'll bring it up on the TV.
I think there's room in the air fryer next to you, Jackie. We're gonna throw them in. Cut them up. There's plenty of ribs for everybody.
Shauna has not seen it. Evelyn has it on VHS.
I miss VHS.
You could buy them at Goodwill.
I know. I'm just saying it was a good platform. Like the kids could use it. They weren't going to damage it. Worst thing you could do is maybe put a sandwich in your VCR. But other than that, the children knew how to work it. They could watch their own stuff. Could you imagine if Pookie could just pop in a video? watch whatever she wanted to watch.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, she already does that with the remote anyway.
Well, she does do that with her remote.
She's smarter.
But then she gets lost in places and she's on random stuff. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this.
She navigates the Fire Stick better than you do.
No, she doesn't. We're equals.
She knows how to find her Barbie shows.
We're equals. I know how to find Barbie too. Just hit the button and say Barbie. She comes up. Anyway.
Make sure you pluck it first.
I know, right?
When we first got together, she used to pluck out all the white hairs. Could you imagine if she did that now?
It's only this bad because he made me stop. Because he said that as soon as I plucked one, 2 or 3 more would come in. I don't think that's true.
Obviously.
I stopped plucking
either that years ago. Or it's her fault that they're all here.
I mean.
Because look who doesn't have any gray hair.
That's true. I don't. My gray hair is white. You can't really see it. It's there. There's a few white ones up in here.
Rude.
And they are like white. But yes, he would need to be plucked first because nobody wants to eat their meat that's hairy. That just sounds weird. Don't go there, Grody. If you had had a picture window inside that brain, you would all be just right now. Every one of you. Honestly.
How would they be?
I can see it. I know what's in there. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful with the words that come out of my mouth.
So it looks like as far as full-length, long-form guests are concerned, Serious Keto has 486 views. Charlie has 311 views, and James has 243 views. My top 3 fellows that have been on the thing with me.
Your mans.
My mans. Mama Fifi is here.
Hi, Fee. That's my bestest friend in the whole world, who's older than the age of 5.
That's right.
Yeah, I always have.
I was like, where are you going with that? Like,
that's my bestest friend.
You know, I understand that, but when you're saying she's older than, and I was like,
older than the age of 5.
I understand, but as you were saying it, my brain hole was going, where is she going with that?
I'm a month older than her.
Mm-hmm. You're almost a month older. You're 19 days older than me.
I know, and I wrote his birth date wrong on our taxes, so hopefully the IRS doesn't come for me.
I think they're knocking at the door. Come and knock on my door.
They're coming to take me away. Anyway.
I was unhappy when my kid found Barney on her own.
Oh, Barney is the worst. Let's see.
Is it better? Would you rather watch Barney or Peppa Pig?
Honest to God, I'd rather shoot myself in the foot. Barney, Peppa Pig. Wow, there was another one. The Teletubbies. Ooh, no. Just wrong on every level. Those things were horrible. The worst.
Let's see. I wonder if Carrie from Homestead How would come on. Started following him a few weeks ago. I imagine if somebody would want him to come on, I would be willing to do it.
I don't know who he is.
He's the guy making the movie. He's making a carnivore movie. Movie film.
Well, so I don't usually watch keto stuff on my YouTube. I do watch you and me, but for the most part, I watch reseller content. So when everybody talks about everybody, I don't really know who they are. I do know, like obviously like 2KK and stuff like that because you watch it and I end up being there.
Let's see. Brett says that Barney, Teletubbies, and Yo Gabba Gabba were banned from our house.
Yes, Yo Gabba Gabba is another one of those awful ones. Not a fan.
The design choice of one of the characters was it was a little sus.
There were a lot of them that were questionable back in the day.
Like
a lot of them were questionable back in the day.
I mean, one looked like a grown-up toy, and then tell me I'm wrong.
I'm just saying we don't have to discuss it.
I'm
Pretty
just
sure if
just
anybody's
saying.
ever seen those, they know.
I mean,
Not cool.
if you know, you know. Anyway, Shauna says, reminded me, Evelyn, your dinosaur reminded me, heard someone call a kangaroo a T-Rex deer.
Yes, that is awesome.
Oh man. So I've been watching Yellowstone. I don't know if any of you guys watch Yellowstone yet. I'm only on like middle of season 2.
I have not watched it.
Well, it's actually a show that I've been watching without her because most of the time we watch things together, and there's only a handful of shows that I am like, okay, I know she has zero desire to watch, or the chances of us being able to sit down to watch together is very slim.
Right.
So like Yellowstone.
What was the one?
I watched Reacher without you.
The one that was like Western, but they were robots.
Oh, Westworld. Well, yeah, that one was so hard to watch for me.
The worst.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it with you, like the first half of the first season. It was awful. It was like
they think they tried too hard to be mysterious.
Like 20 hours of my life, I feel like I'll never get back, just for no reason.
It wasn't even that long. It was only like 5 hours.
Felt like it was 10 million years. It was so long and so boring. And I know a lot of people really liked it, but I was just like, I'm done. I can't keep doing it.
Jackie says his wife was a vegetarian, so kind of drew me in because of her mom. That's the Homestead How guy. That's a question for you. Brett asked, do you watch Harry Tornado?
I do not. I watch Bolo Buddies, Ann Eckhart. She's really interesting. Not really reselling content anymore, but it's fine. I still watch. I don't know why, but it's one of the ones like I started watching, so I still keep watching. I watch Rally Roots. I watch, let me think. Boom, boom, boom. There's Gemini Thrifts. Hang on, and I will tell you. I watch McThriftsy, and where's my little button that tells me who all I subscribe to?
Go back to your subscriptions right here. Subscriptions.
Hang on. Ginger Marvin. Jack Valentine. Now I love him and his husband. They are adorable, Ryan and Jack, and they have a second channel that's all about Halloween, and I love Halloween, so I'm down to watch that too. They are my favorite resellers to watch. They're just fun. They're adorable. They remind me of my kids. They're just such cuties, and I love watching them. Plus, they find really amazing clothing items because they live near the Mall of America. So like they find actual like Chanel and, Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. They don't find it all. They do a lot of bins shopping, but they also do like consignment shops and find a lot of things. So very, very cool. I love watching them. Jack and Ryan, it's under Jack Valentine.
So he's a reseller too.
Sweet. What type of stuff do you sell? Kind of everything or anything in particular? I sell a little bit of everything, but I focus on clothes because they're easy to store and easy to ship. And stuffed animals. Easy to store, easy to ship. Hard to break. Because I'm kind of klutzy.
Yeah, yesterday was halfway to Halloween.
We need to not be spending money right now.
I found that there is actually like a Disney thrift shop where you can go in and you can find like stuff that doesn't make it, that doesn't necessarily sell in that one store we went to. But I think also there's a lot of like knockoff ears that end up there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can go through and dig, and there's tons of buttons and pins and all kinds of clothes and all. I was like, there's so much stuff.
That kind of stuff I would buy for myself.
Yes.
The probability of finding something to resale at somewhere like that is very small.
Right. And I mean, that's just for us because we so much love Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a conversation with some high school friends. There was a wedding reception this weekend, and we talked about Disney, and her mother's going to Disney with just her and her husband or partner or whatever, and they're excited for it because I don't understand. I'm like, if you don't understand, it's not for you. That's just one of those things. Like, there's like people who love cruises. There's people who love going into the woods and going camping. There's people who could do
like, I totally don't understand the need to go camping and lay on the ground.
Exactly.
I have no, and I get it. I did it the entire time I was, until I was a teenager. I was a junior cadet Girl Scout. Like, I know what it's like to sleep on the ground and go camping. And I can't say I didn't have fun, but at my age, I have no desire to do it again. Zero. So, some people are definitely into other things. I don't understand why, and they don't understand us, and that's okay.
He said mostly clothes, but pretty much anything with a good sell-through rate that's easy to ship.
Same. I have a lot of not easy to ship stuff, though. And I have 2 bags right now of things that need to be donated, because when I bought them, I was either so excited that I found it that I didn't see the flaw, or I wasn't paying attention enough that day. So I have 2 bags
what
of stuff.
Can you do? Can you sell like those things in lots? Like,
so I sell flawed items all the time.
Right.
But these are things that are flawed and either don't have the value with the flaw, or they either don't have the value with the flaw, or they are not worth the time and effort for me to put into it to disclose the flaw. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I need to take a picture of the flaw and point it out and describe it.
And then people are going to be like, I didn't know it had a flaw.
Yeah. So I don't mind selling flawed items. I sell plenty of flawed items. But the flaw has to be small enough to not be an issue, and the item has to be valuable enough that the flaw is not an issue.
Right.
So, but yeah, these are just 2 bags worth of things that I bought it either because a lot of times you buy things just because they're cheap and not necessarily going, oh, hey, I'm sure I can make money off of it. Well, yeah, you can, but if you're going to make $1, is it worth your time?
Right.
So that's just.
So the first part of this sentence, I don't believe, but it's like she says, the purple dinosaur still has a place in her heart. I don't believe that she ever grew up.
Well,
yeah,
that's true. I do not like the purple dinosaur. However, some of his stuff is valuable for selling. So
my boob is itchy. Oh, there we go.
Glamping. Yes. If there's air conditioning,
I like glamping.
I'm okay with that.
I like glamping at Disney World resorts and at hotel room.
And I like hiking and exploring and going to do stuff.
But I want to go home to a shower.
But and
a big soft bed.
I want to go home and shower and have air conditioning and a soft bed.
And
I don't want to do any of that when it's 95 degrees out. When it's hot as balls, I'm not going. I don't want to do it, and I don't have to do it. But yes, I do not mind glamping.
So like what Joe and Rachel are doing, they're glamping.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going out. They've got an RV. They've got air conditioning, heat. Yeah. They've got everything they need.
And I would be fine with that. That wouldn't bother. I mean, I don't know about being in that tight at quarters with everybody.
It would just be me and you.
Yeah. Is there 2 bathrooms?
Do we need 2 bathrooms?
We need 2 bathrooms or side-by-side potties, one of the 2.
Love
inevitably, every time I have to go to the bathroom, he has to go to the bathroom.
You guys ever seen a love toilet before?
Oh, dear Lord. We are not buying one of these, although it is funny. We are not going to get one. Every time I have to go to the bathroom, doesn't matter what type of go to the bathroom, every time I need to go to the bathroom, he's right behind me. Oh, I need to go
I don't know how blurry this might be, but this is a love toilet. You
see the 2 toilets intertwined? He wants one of those. We are not getting one of those. That's not coming into our house.
It's the weird thing. So it's weird to see people talk about that stuff. Like, we have to have 2 separate bathrooms. And I'm like,
oh, I used to work with somebody, and God love her. She is so funny. And she would literally make her husband leave the room to fart. Like, you cannot fart in my airspace. She would make him leave the room. If I did that, I'd never see him again. Like, never. Because he's gassy a lot. Be like, you have to leave the room to fart. Oh, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you in the morning, babe.
I'm
going to go get some cigarettes and a gallon of milk. I'll see
you next Tuesday.
That's right. Let me have another drink. It's almost gone.
It's all gone. And you drank all my water again.
There's a whole bunch of it over there.
Yeah, in the sink.
Yeah.
I'll bite you.
You would.
Beat you up. What am I
I
doing?
want to hold your hand.
I wasn't unsure what you were trying to do.
Really?
Yeah.
So.
You're questionable.
I've never glamped, but I did use a porta potty this weekend that has air conditioning inside. It was the only thing that had air conditioning the whole night.
It was what?
You know, when you go to like those, when I went to that wedding reception, it was in a barn.
Yeah.
And like the bathrooms were like those, like the ones that are like on a trailer.
Oh, okay.
So they're like porta potties, but they're like full size bathrooms.
Yeah.
But they're basically like built on like a trailer frame or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have hung out there.
I mean, it was like there's only one men's. There was an open bar, so I had, so you had to have a glass. You had to drink because it was a wedding reception. So you want to.
So you have to.
You have to. You don't have to, but I mean. And then my friend's father had passed away the night before, so it was like.
You had to.
Yeah. So I fart less. I did. Yeah, me too. Like when I'm strict and not eating keto treats, I don't fart hardly at all.
No, but if he gets any treats in him, it's all the toots. Oh, I just did something to my phone.
Trying
to make it quiet, and here I done messed shit up. Excuse my language again.
So yeah, it'll be like when I actually do toot, I'll be like, oh, I get excited when I'm being when I am being clean and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about is, and Dr. Barry posted or sent something on Twitter yesterday with a list of things that he would like to see that may be able to make changes. And I agreed, I think, with everything on the list. But the one thing on the list that I did not agree with, let me see if I can find the list and I'll read it out to you guys. Just so we can be on the same page here, just kind of summarize it. Just because it was something that was, it was something that I feel kind of strongly about. So Dr. Barry's like, so this person, Callie Means, posted this roadmap to begin to turn around the health of America. And what do you think will help a little? A lot. How would you do it differently? Ban TV pharma ads. Because there's only 2 countries in the world that it's legal, United States and New Zealand.
It should be banned.
No soda on SNAP or food stamps. That's the one we're going to touch on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Fire the corrupt USDA nutrition panel. Panel recommends 10% of 2-year-olds' diet can be added sugar. President can fire this panel tomorrow, insist on unbiased guidelines. But at the same time, what does unbiased look like? Because even if they aren't biased in their own mind, you know what I mean? What does that look like? No conflict of interest in NIH. So all those things I do, I agree with. But here's the thing about the SNAP program or about food stamps that bugs me is anytime any administration or any governing body starts to put in place their idea of what's healthy and putting restrictions on what you can utilize food stamps for based on what they deem to be healthy, to me is a problem. Now, you can't buy alcohol, you can't buy cigarettes or tobacco products, and you can't buy prepared food. So you can't buy a Costco chicken, which doesn't make any sense because it's $5, but they will allow you to buy the raw chicken at Costco, which would be $20 for 2 chickens.
Well, I think the big thing is that with health guidelines for us not changing in our direction, but they've been changing, in
the wrong direction.
Every 5 minutes, 1 year they tell you red wine is bad for you. The next year they tell you drink up. They can't make up their mind.
Eggs are good. Eggs are bad. Milk is good. Milk is bad.
Right. So
every year red meat gets more and more dangerous.
The problem, I think, is that it's so fickle and there's no good unbiased research to be utilized to define what our food should look like, what healthy should look like. And I know like we all eat keto and you know what I mean, but like the vast majority doesn't see that research, doesn't see that experimentation, what's happening.
No, I agree that they shouldn't be drinking sugary beverages, but the idea of telling them that they can't because you deem it to be unhealthy is the problem that I have.
I think the thing is that, you know, if they're not going to drink Coke, they'll drink Sunny D, and there's really no difference.
That's like when New York was putting in
orange juice isn't any better.
Right. Like when New York was going to put in the soda tax, and they weren't going to allow any place to sell any sodas that were bigger than 20 ounces. So you just buy 2 or 3 or 4.
You're not fixing the problem.
No, you're just making it convoluted. It doesn't fix anything. If you bought a 40-ounce soda every day, and now you can only get a 20-ounce, you just buy 2 20-ounce sodas, and that's the.
And the big thing is that instead of restricting what people on SNAP and food stamps can buy, maybe spend some money on educating a healthy diet. And I understand that now we don't really have, again, backing for a healthy diet, but education is key. And if people are not receiving education, they're going to do what they know. They're going to buy what their mom bought. They're going to buy what their, grandma bought or whoever raised them. They're going to cook that way. They're going to eat that way. Sorry, it's become the jungle up in here. I have all the cats again.
And that's the thing is we are products of our environment, our past. Now, we are the exception. We are not the rule. Those of us here today in this chat, in the other lives, because Chris Cook in Nashville is live right now as well. All of the people that we know that go live, all the people that we know in this community, the ones that are actively trying to better themselves little by little, day after day, trying to figure out the best course of action for themselves are the exception, not the rule. Most people do whatever they're told by their doctor, their physician, their healthcare guidelines, the ADA, whatever it is, and they don't put any real thought behind, well, I'm getting sicker and sicker. I guess just what it's going to be. So it's just one of those things like putting restrictions on things in that aspect really just hurts poor people. I mean, it already hurts poor people as it is because what we would consider healthy food is so much more expensive than, just think of what we would save so much money if we just ate ramen.
Yeah. I
mean, if we ate 3 packages of ramen a day, we would be full.
For 15 minutes.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it would be like, a package at a time, 3 times a day, right?
Right.
That's 90 cents per person per day. That's like what? That's a $29 a month for each of us.
Yeah.
I think about like yesterday, I ate 2 pounds of burger patties. That was like $7.
Mm-hmm.
I was full for the rest of the day, and I felt wonderful. Went out and mowed the grass, and I felt great. But that was $7 versus 90 cents.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you have, and now I bet you there's probably people out there who would say, yeah, probably eating ramen's probably healthier for you than eating all that beef.
Well, and I think that it's $7 for you here, but in California, that's $25.
Yeah, we'd have to look and see what.
I mean, depending on where you are, it could very easily be a lot more money. And ramen is still 90 cents to $2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just think that's just my thing. Is like, what's like when I made the video about the guy that made the song, the huge country song that went viral, and he was talking about the fudge rounds. And what is my tax dollars paying for someone to be able to eat fudge rounds?
Because they need to eat.
Your tax dollars are paying for them to buy groceries.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get into the minutia of what they can and can't buy with that groceries, then maybe you need to step up and get into politics or whatever. But even that's not going to fix the problem.
The thing is that faulting people because they are poor is not going to make them not poor.
Right.
It's the same thing as calling somebody fat because they're fat. You're not going to make them not fat. You're not going to make somebody not poor by pointing out that they're poor. Why we do it? That's just cruel. It's not helpful to anybody.
Right.
It isn't solving any problem. It's just mean. Yep. And there's no reason for it.
It is, and it's infuriating because, and I know that it all, most of it comes from what would be considered a good place. To, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't think they're being negative.
A lot of it comes from, it's not fair to me.
There's that.
That's what I hear. It's not fair to me. It's not fair that I have to work and you don't. It's not fair that I have to do this and you don't. It's not fair that I have to pay for my groceries and the government pays. And life isn't fair. And that sucks. But if you know.
I grew up on those programs. Without those programs as a kid, I would have not had food.
And if you don't understand the fact that the deck is stacked and the majority of people who start out poor are not ever going to make their way out of it, then maybe there would be more empathy for the people around us. Maybe there would be more understanding and more help. And instead of complaining and bitching that it's not fair that you have to pay for your food and somebody else has to use food stamps, maybe instead there would be more people working at Gleaners on their volunteer, on their free time, trying to help pass out the food, instead of complaining that, oh, it's not fair that you get something for free and I don't.
I mean, because the people that are on, most of the people, and the misconception, not to go down this rabbit hole, but a lot of people there's a big misconception that people are like, you know what? I like living this way. Now, there's always going to be the exception.
Outliers.
There's always the people who are like, I'm okay. But there's also a situation too, and we've discussed this before, that say you're a person that's on the assistance and you want to better yourself and you go and you get a job. And as soon as you get a job and you get benefits with that job, as soon as that job starts, all those benefits you had stop.
There's no grace period.
So you're basically worse off with a job than you were without a job. And that seems unfair. Because it's like you're saying, okay, we want to help you until you can help yourself, and then, well, we don't care about you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think it would be beneficial to say, okay, you have a job, so within the next 6 months, we're going to wean you off of a lot of these programs, but not day one. The first month or two, you get the full benefits. Because how long? Sometimes it takes you a month to get paid from your job.
Sometimes it takes 90 days to get health insurance.
Yeah, 90 days to get health insurance or more.
Sure cut you off as soon as you have a job.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of things that I think that, the thing is, like, restricting candy, soda, and then it would be out by letting them get toilet paper, toothpaste, and other personal hygiene stuff.
It's just, the thing is that it's too complicated. And then who defines what is technically candy? Who defines what is technically soda? Is Kool-Aid a soda? I mean, is juice a soda? And it just depends on who's going to define it and by what measure. When you start restricting the food that people can and can't buy,
based on your guidelines or what your idea of what's healthy is.
Well, and based on the fact that, because it comes off to me like it's a punishment for being poor. You're being punished because you're poor. And I just think that it's already unfair. It's the game starts out unfair with very minimal winners.
Now, there are a lot of bad decisions that people make when they are poor, and we understand that too. There's a lot of
But you shouldn't be punished for your bad decisions for your whole life.
Right.
I mean, I had a kid at 19. I should not be punished my entire life because at 19 I was an idiot. Because at 19 we're all idiots.
Yeah.
Now, thank God she turned out okay. Thank God we're all okay. Thank God, I'm in a place now where when they need help, we can help them. But like, it didn't, I'm sure for lots of other people my age who had kids at 19, it didn't turn out this well. I'm sure for the vast majority of people who had kids at 19 that are my age, it didn't turn out.
Think about a lot. Think of how many people who grew up in the neighborhood I grew up in, and where they are and where I am and where I have been and what I've been able to accomplish that they weren't.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a very poor neighborhood, and I've seen some people that are, it was some people have succeeded. Some went to prison. Some are gone. Mm-hmm. Just really depends. There's just,
it's all a roll of the dice. And the thing is if we work harder to try to help each other, instead of trying to be angry and upset about what others have and don't have, and work harder to try to help each other, then as a whole, the society will be better.
Now, here's something so I understand this as well. But again, I think that comes down to decision making, what they're spending if they have jobs and they are working, what they're spending their money on. You can't fix that. Mm-hmm. You can't fix priorities. So I think that
needs to be something that comes from themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fix priorities.
And that works in every aspect. I was actually just talking with another one of my friends when I got off work the other night, and we were talking about why I dislike Vegas. I dislike Vegas because I see massive amounts of money wasted. And I mean, just
billions of dollars, yeah.
Billions of dollars, not just the gambling. If you walk around to some of those stores, they have Chanel and freaking what are those real expensive watches?
Well, they have a Rolex store. They have.
And people are in there buying these things.
There was a store I went into where the cheapest watch was $65,000.
And there is no reason for that. That's absolute excess, absolutely ridiculous. And I get it. The people who are doing that have the money to do that. Sure. That's their money and that's their decision.
One thing I heard the other day is a good way to judge whether or not you can afford to buy something is if you can buy it 2 or 3 times and not feel it. Yeah. So if you go and you buy that new Mercedes, and
can you afford to buy 2 or 3 of them?
Can you afford to pay that payment on 3 of them? If you can, then you can, you know what I mean? But at this stage of the game, getting any car is about the same as buying a Mercedes. You know what I mean?
Not wrong.
Even the average car loan now has gone to 7 years. And I think you can get up to 10-year loans now. That's ridiculous.
But the thing is that people spend money stupidly.
They do.
My parents have always said a fool and his money are soon parted.
And then you get to know your parents.
Well, and then I get to know my parents, and they are fools, and they have been parted from a lot of their own money. But you can't. It's not something that you can change. It's something that somebody else has to make.
Are you wearing a bunny suit in the shower too, Jackie? For all that hopping in the shower, so she's hopping inside the shower right now.
Maybe she's eating. Maybe she's a frog.
Or is she having a carrot?
Anyway, but people are going to spend their money how they're going to spend their money. And you can't really be angry or upset with them because those are their decisions. They also have to deal with the consequences of their decisions. So, if you don't have any money, but yet you spent your money on X, Y, and Z, and you still have rent to pay, then you've got to figure out how you're going to rob Peter to pay Paul. And that sucks. And living in that situation is terrible. And a lot of young people do that. They get stuck in this cycle and circle of poverty that you cannot get out of because the game is set against you. To take out money from a payday loan place, you're paying back 4 or 5 times what you borrowed. Mm-hmm. And it's a terrible situation to get into. And people end up starting in that in their teens into their early 20s, and then they're stuck in it for the rest of their lives. And it doesn't matter how hard you work, you cannot get out of it sometimes. So again, it's people make bad decisions all the time. All the time. We make bad decisions all the time. But you can't really be upset at the people who are poor because they are poor. Because they are probably stuck in a situation that they can't get out of.
Because being poor is extremely expensive.
It is.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive to be poor. It costs more than it does to not be poor. And then, trying to, I don't know. It's a very frustrating thing and a very hard cycle to break and a hard cycle to get out of. And you feel like there's never an end. And even when you do get out of it, you bring along all your judgment with you too. Well, it's not fair. I did this. Well, I'm sure you did that. And that's wonderful. And that's great that you got yourself to a better situation. But everybody can't do that.
You killed the chat.
I think we got a little deep.
No one's chatting anymore.
We dug this hole a little deep, and I'm very sorry we got a little political here. But if we all work together to try to do better and try to help other people, maybe we can all do better as a society.
Everyone's sitting with us on mute.
Probably. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the concept of restricting the food that people can buy on food stamps, I think is
Jackie's hopping in the shower.
Is a little
jumping up and down.
You think she's on one foot?
She might be.
You better be careful if you're hopping on one foot.
It's just a shower.
You might fall.
Yeah, hopefully we got handrails in there.
Yeah. I don't know, she's not that old. We're gonna need handrails.
Hand rolls.
Handrails. Not rolls.
My bed has rails. Shauna was spending money. Evelyn said I was headed down that downward spiral until I found keto and got healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and even still, like we bought a pack. I didn't even know how much that package of steak was today.
$50.
Yeah, just 4 steaks, $50.
Yeah.
And that's that's like cheaper than Walmart because we got them for like $11 a pound.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have to eat steak. I felt like steak.
But I mean, steak makes us healthy.
Steak makes me happy.
And Shauna was spending money.
I like that you were spending money. I hope you were buying something cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I get not offended. I get frustrated with the concept of that because I have been poor. I
was poor for a long time.
I was a single mom of 3 kids.
I watched my mom struggle forever. My mom struggled with health, mental issues, and even when she had a job once in my life. And I think she struggled just with my brother and I. Then having a job, like I saw her struggle with that. And then my brother and I would come home and we'd be by ourselves. And it's like, and I mean, I know we lived in like extremely low income housing. And then you see like what happens to all your friends living in those situations. And I was lucky enough to be able to get out. I went and got a job at a warehouse, and then I stayed there for 10 years. And then I moved out shortly after I got the job because it was an eye-opening thing. So the apartments that I grew up in, I went to get an apartment there after I got this job, and I was making $8.50 an hour. But this was in 1998. And I was going to get a job or get an apartment where I grew up. And they told me to get a single bedroom apartment there with no dependents. I made too much money to live in that at making $8.50 an hour in 1998 money. So that was basically like almost double minimum wage.
Yeah.
Minimum wage was $4.25, I think, when I started there. And I remember I'd left a job making $5.50 an hour. So that would
be making $15 an hour now.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was crazy eye-opening to me. And I went and I got an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment for like $525 a month or whatever back then with my girlfriend at the time. And then over the course of 4 years, had 11 different roommates.
But never if you think about it. Okay, you were making $8.50 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
$8.50 an hour.
Let's say you worked 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you were bringing home approximately, and that's not bring home. This is gross.
Right.
$13.60 a month.
Yeah.
You're paying half. Essentially, when you take out taxes, you're probably bringing home $1,000 a month. You're paying half of your monthly paycheck just toward rent.
Yep.
That's insane. It's still insane. It's more so now. because our kids make about what I make, and they pay what, $1,800 a month for where they're renting right now. Ridiculous.
Well, 2 people together make what you make.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But they are, I mean, ridiculous. Rent prices are insane. And that doesn't include food.
People are like, I want $500 a month rent again. I was like, well, do you want to make $6 an hour again? I mean, but I mean, what? I don't even what minimum wage is $7.25 now. I think
so.
Yeah. All right. Depending on where you live, like the federal minimum wage is $7.25. I think. That's
Indiana. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any job that pays that unless you get like.
I think if you work at a fast food joint, usually you start at that.
I know that like a lot of places were offering 11.
Well, that's because the staffing is terrible right now. Yeah. But a lot of places, Pizza Hut wasn't offering more than that to the kids.
Yeah, but that's because Pizza Hut also was not open but 2 days a week.
Well, it's not open anymore. That's for sure.
No, it's open now.
Is it open again?
Yeah, they even have the buffet back.
Oh, maybe they started paying people better.
I don't know.
But anyway.
She said, until I healed, I couldn't work.
Yeah. Well, I was a single mom of 3 kids, and my ex-husband was not paying child support. And we literally were at food banks. I mean, I took my children and we sat and waited at food banks, and we got whatever on earth they would give us. Now, it didn't last terribly long because I did work full time. I was making $9.50 an hour, but I worked whatever hours they would give me.
And you were in school full time.
And I was in school full time. So when I would get my loans, I would buy all my books, and then I would ration out the money that I got for loans. I took out the max, and I owe a lot of money to our government for my education because it was spent to feed my kids. It was spent to keep the lights on in this house. So I took out the max in loans just to be able to get out of where we were and to be able to get through school. And it was hard. Oh, it was hard. There were some nights when I would fall asleep at the kitchen table with my face in my books, and my kids would get up for school in the morning and wake me up, and I'd get up, get them ready, get them on the bus, and then go to school, go to class, take a test, come back. There were times when I didn't have anybody to watch them, so they would come with me to school, and they would sit in the lounge area or wherever, and I would go take my test, or I would go sit in class, or they would sit in class with me, and I'd bring them, stuff we'd bought at yard sales to keep them occupied, like Game Boys and stuff. Here, sit, play. I have nothing else for you to do. I don't even have cell phones. So when you go to the bathroom, all 3 of you go to the bathroom together. Because I couldn't just leave them at home. And there were times when I just had to leave them at home. When I had took classes and they said, you can't bring your kids with you. My kids sat at home by themselves, alone.
That I came in towards the end of your school career.
Yeah. And you hung out with them sometimes.
Made sure they made the bus and
yeah. But I mean, it was rough. It was a rough couple of years. We figured it out. We did what had to be done. But poverty is one of those things that's really hard to get out of. And I had to keep paying on the house because we bought the house when I was married, and part of our divorce agreement is that I have to continue to pay the mortgage, and if I can no longer pay the mortgage, I have to give him the opportunity to buy the house first before it can get foreclosed on. And I wasn't about to have my kids lose their house. Anything, doesn't matter. I would have stood on a corner. I would have done whatever I had to do to keep this house because it's their house. They already know. They're waiting. They're waiting for me to move out. They already know. They're waiting. So, but yeah, anywho, other things we should talk about. Keto Palooza.
I believe all of the speakers have been announced. Let's see if she's updated the website yet.
Oh, excuse me. All cats all the time. At least they're warm kitties.
If they were cold, that would be really awkward.
It would. They both got some chicken today.
I broke apart a chicken.
Excuse me.
So it still says speakers to be announced. But we know that we've got Ken and Nisha, Coach Bronson, and I can't think of his other half. We've got Chris Bear.
Oh, excuse me.
Maria Emmerich. Ben something. I just, the names are not,
He's not remembering things.
okay.
Where was that page you saw where they were announced on?
That was on Instagram.
Okay. We'll make him look it up.
All right, so we've got Maria Emmerich. We've got Ken and Nisha, as we said.
Mm-hmm.
We got Chris Bear.
Mm-hmm.
We have Bronson Dant and Natalie Grasso.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Bronson, Coach Bronson.
Okay.
We have Ben Azadi.
Okay. Two crazy ketos.
We have the craziest ketos. The two craziest ketos. And I want to say, is this the one? No, this is. So that's all we have. I think that's all of them.
That's all announced at this time.
I think that's all of them.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, does it just repeat?
Well, this is like what they were like putting out.
Oh, okay.
Guesses. Like, who do you think this is? Stay tuned for speaker announcement next week. That's last week. And then, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Ben Azadi. I got it. Thanks, Shauna.
Sorry, I'm very yawny.
Like, where's your keyboard?
Like the musician, I'm yawny. Anywho, these cats are warm.
And then next week we have our meetup, the 18th.
Yes, you're gonna meet it up. I will not be there. I will be at work.
Yep. So
per the usual.
I think with that, I think it's been deep, it's been dark. So let's go ahead and say thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening to us ramble for a while.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being. Oh no, Kim Howerton or Nurse Kim. I don't think either one of those are coming this year.
I don't know that they're not on the announcement.
They're not on the announcement. So once I think that's everybody, because I think that equals out to about six groups. But I think that Bronson and his woman will probably get kind of time to speak individually. I would love to see Kim Howerton again. She was my favorite last year. Well, besides two crazy ketos. But with that, we love you all so very much. Yes. I look forward to seeing so many of your beautiful faces next weekend. If you are coming in Friday night, let us know. Some of you have already let us know you're coming in early. If you want to meet up, maybe we can get together for dinner that night. I know that we are meeting up for dinner Friday night with Stacy and Ken. So if she wants to hang out, everybody wants to, whatever, we'll just do whatever. I don't know what's going on.
Just let us know.
Just let us know what's going on. We love all of your faces. Thank you again for being supporting.
Don't forget to thank a nurse. It doesn't have to be me. Any nurse in your life. It's Nurses Week.
Look at this kitten.
That's Bruce. He says bye. Here's a paw. Oh, paw. And then here's Thor. Bye.
Anyway.
All cats all the time. Cats.
We love your faces, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday, guys. Bye.